Good morning, everybody. Let's make some scones. As usual, the recipe will be laid out in the description box down below. I am going to get all my ingredients set and then start off by weighing out my flour. I don't have a converted version of this where it is cups, so I would suggest having a kitchen scale so you can weigh all these things out. But all of my dry ingredients are going to go in this glass bowl before everything eventually goes in my mixer. But I'm just weighing everything out first here, and then I will transfer it to the mixer later. So I'm going to weigh out my flour, my baking powder, my sugar, and some salt as well before just gently mixing those together so everything is combined. Once I have all those ingredients together in the bowl, I'm going to zest an orange. I'm making these orange scones today. You can use the base of this recipe and make probably any flavor you want. I've made savory scones with this recipe before. I've made really tasty raspberry white chocolate scones before. You can really use this recipe as a base for anything, but today I am making orange. So once I have that zest all incorporated in my dry ingredients, I'm going to add my heavy cream to my mixer and then slowly in parts start to add my dry ingredients. I added my dry ingredients in about 3 parts. So I added just a little bit of my mixture, mixed it for maybe 5 or 6 seconds. You don't want to overmix this. And then incorporated it, stopped it, incorporated, stopped until it came together and started to pull off the side of the bowl a little bit. And then after that, I transferred it to a floured surface where I'm just going to work it very slightly into a circle. There are a couple of loose little bits and pieces here. I want to just make sure they stick to my main dough ball. But once that is all set, I'm going to press it out to about a 1/2 inch or so thickness, and then I'm going to cut it into 8 triangles. And then I'm going to just add my scones to a parchment lined pan. You can add egg wash on top of this. You could add a little bit of heavy cream and some sugar. You can do whatever you really want to top these off. I didn't do that this time, but that is definitely a possibility if you want to make these a little bit extra special. I threw them in the oven at 350 for about 15 or 20 minutes, just keeping an eye on them. And while those are baking, I'm going to make my glaze, which is just going to be powdered sugar and then the juice of about half of the orange that I zested earlier. I did add a splash of this 1/2 and 1/2 just to thin it out a little bit more, and that is what I'm going to put on top of my scones. Once my scones are cooked and out of the oven, I'm going to let them sit for about 10-15 minutes. If you put this glaze on as soon as they're out of the oven, it will all just melt off and it won't stick to the scones. So once they're cooled off a little bit, I add my glaze to the top, and these came out so good and so delicious. It had been a little while since I had made these and I forgot how good these were. They're slightly crunchy and fluffy and decadent on the inside. They are delicious scones. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I make 2 new videos every single week on all things sourdough, homemaking, and country living, and I will see you in my next video.